Good afternoon. Welcome to the last round of European Chess Club Championship. Today with me, Borki.
Hello, welcome everyone on final round. Of course, we'll see very interesting matches today and so on. But before it, probably spectators saw that it was 1 minute of silence for famous Croatian Grandmaster Krunoslav Hulak, who passed away yesterday. He was 64 years old. So we can see. After this sad information, we will see now what is happening in the open section from standings and so on. Of course,
pairings.
Yeah, main pairings, and then we will go for the 4 games. So we can start from open section. Before last round, on first place, we can see Siberia from Russia with 6 wins, maximum number of points. Then second, third, fourth, and fifth players are basically reserved for Team Soccer, Mednji Sadnik, Birševa and Objetivo Risarcimento. They had 10 points and basically best chances to get some of medals here. And then 6th, 7th, 8th place is reserved for Legacy Square, Novi Bor, Alkaloid with 8 points. And I think that these teams they are waiting for chance to maybe get bronze medal. Later on, we can see University Belorechensk on 9th place, Odlar Yurdu, Gesellschaft from Zurich, then Mariasal, World Trading Club from Modena, Leiden and Vålerenga on 15th place. With all of them, they have 8 points. Now we can see pairings on in main match. In first match, Kramnik is playing against Leko, Aronjan is playing against Karjakin, Grishuk meets Nakamura, Lichava is playing against Vashir Lagrav, Wang Yu is playing against Bakroy, and Korobov is playing against Vocaturo. Second match, Mednji Sadnik against Sokar on first board, Svidler meets Topalov, then Dominguez Perez against Giri, Vitiugov against Caruana, Matlakov against Adams, Rothstein against Mameđarov, and Hayrulin against Safarli. Today in Mednji Sadnik there is no Ivan Šarić from Croatia. Third match is between Birševa and Alkaloid. Royce is playing against Ivanchuk. Then Posni, Tomaszewski, Huzman, Yakovenko, Grenfeld, Andrekin, Dvojris, Krivoručko, and Hmelniker, Yuyangi. We can see that Birševa has 10 points, and they are, for now, I think the most pleasant surprise here, since nobody was expecting them to get a chance to play for medal. Today, if they win match, for sure they will get one of medals.
And now we will see standings after round 6 in women's section. The first place, of course, Nona from Georgia with 12 points. And on second place, Gambit Aseko from Macedonia with 10 match points. On third place, Ugra from Russia, 9 points. Fourth place, Bosanova, 8 points. On fifth place, Legacy Square with 7 match points. Then Kirkolo, Skopje, Robert Fischer with 7 points. And the most important match today for first place, of course, is Nona from Georgia against Bosanova. On first board, Chagnidze Nana against Statesko Lanita, then Kontešvili Bela against Popova, then Javakashvili Bela against Bogdane Katarina, and on fourth board, Mikadze against Kaliadžić Marija. And on second board, Gambit Aseko from Macedonia against Ugra from Russia. On first board, today is not playing Stefanova. She wasn't playing also yesterday. So Gorjachkina against Ushenina, Shenyang against Pogonina, Sadukasova against Makrachetian, and Davel Letbaya Madina against Kovanova Baira. And these two clubs today is very important match for both of these clubs
Are playing for
because
second place,
they
yeah.
are playing for second place. Gambita Seko is with 10 match points and Ugra is with 9 match points. And okay, we
Yeah,
will
we'll
see
see
later who will
what
be
will happen.
first and second place.
Okay, now it's time to start with the games. We'll start from open section, and of course today main match is between Siberia and Obiettivo Risarcimento, and we'll see game Kramnik against Leko. Now, so let's see from the beginning. Kramnik decided to play d4, knight f6, knight f3, same move order as against Topalov, but after e6 his answer was bishop f4. Interesting choice for last round. Probably he wanted to surprise Leko, and also, I mean, now we can see that Leko is still thinking. So let's see. Bishop f4, b6 normal move, e3, bishop b7, knight bd2, bishop e7, h3, very important move, because if white would play c3, which is basically here like normal move, then black would have option to play knight h5 and catch bishop on f4. So h3 is preparing square h5 for bishop, so obviously that knight h5 would not be so good. After bishop h2 is actually question what this knight is doing on h5. Of course Leko knows it, so castle, bishop d3, c5 and castle. Basically nothing important happened until now in this game. It's a normal theoretical position, and I don't think that that Kramnik is trying to just play on draw. Simply he tries to avoid theory and then to play game. So we can see now what will be main plan of white. Obviously that his idea will be to play c3, and then later on a4, a5 is one of possible ideas. And now it's critical moment actually for Leko, because he has to decide whether he will go d6 or d5. We see that he is thinking probably about it. Actually, a few months ago I was playing in similar position, d6 move, and then after c3 I was going for cd4, ed4, a6, rook e1 and knight bd7. This is very solid position for black, but on other side white does not have any kind of weaknesses, and he can always wait for with some idea knight c4 and so on. I remember when I was checking my game later on with computer, that computer really liked that position for this position actually for white, especially since he can play knight c4 and somehow this pawn on d6 a little bit weaker. We'll see what Leko will play, since he's still thinking. So basically Kramnik again achieved what he wanted, to get out of main theory and also to already start fight in early stage. So now we can see game between Karyakin and Aronyan. It's on second board in same match. So it should be a little bit more direct game with more theory, and let's see what is happening there. Yeah, they already played 13 moves, and we can see that Aronyan chose today Berlin Wall. I mean, everybody is playing Berlin variation today, and actually, since they need 3-3s, it's quite a smart choice. And it seems to me that also Karyakin chose a very drawish line. I mean, rook e1 is really drawish line. It's better, I mean, if you want to play really on win today, it's better than to take some risk in just go for this main endgame and try then to do something here. Of course, it's hard to criticize, I mean, top players, but maybe Karyakin has some idea how to get advantage here. So rook e1, knight d6, everything normal, knight e5, bishop e7, bishop f1, knight e5. Few days before we saw that Nakamura played against Adams knight f5 in this position, and we were discussing about this move, but today knight e5, rook e5, castle, very solid variation by Aronyan, and now knight c3. All this is theory. Knight e8, knight d5, bishop d6, rook e1, c6, knight e3, and now I think a little bit surprised to play bishop e7. Usually in this kind of setups, black goes bishop c7, and this is famous ending: knight f5, d5, knight is e7, king g8, king h8, knight c8, and however you take, for example, queen c8. Next move is d3 with idea g3. They played many games in this particular setup. It seems that Aronian is not satisfied to play this kind of position in last round, because game can be really long. You are playing without real counter chances, so mainly here result would be or win for white or draw. So there would be just two possible results by if you are playing normal game. So bishop e7 is interesting choice, because I guess that now knight f5 would not be so strong as usual, because if white plays knight f5,
bishop f6.
Yeah, bishop f6 is coming, and okay. I guess that Aronian had idea what he wants to play, because after queen e2, I guess he wanted to get same setup, but bishop on f6 would be maybe some tempo for black. Let's say knight e7, king h8, and now if you take knight c8, I take, for example, queen c8, somehow to cover this white squares, and it seemed more active for black than in normal position, because white will have some problems with pawn on b2. So I guess that this is main idea of Lemon. However, Karyakin played c4, and obviously he wants to get more space with next move d4. So pawn structure is basically same, but after d4 white will have just a slight edge, slight positional edge. So we will see what will be answer from Aronian. I see that he is still thinking. Yeah, so yeah, c4, knight c7, d4 was played in meantime. So I guess that now Aronian is actually thinking about playing d5. d6 would be too
passive.
Yeah, too passive choice. I guess the d5 is basically next move which we can expect from Lemon. So now after we saw this top boards in first match, we can also see the first two boards in second match, which is also important. It's Medni Osadnik against Sokar. On first board we can see game Svidler between Svidler against Topalov. We know that Svidler actually won against Topalov this match in Baku. And let's see now, this time Svidler actually played c4 move. So c4, c6. Interesting choice by Svidler, and now they went for Slav defense and exchange variation. Many years ago, exchange variation was actually option just for weaker players to play on draw, but we can find some very good games from Aronian, Sargsyan, and many other top players, even Sokolov, who are trying to play on win this position. So cd5, bishop f4, knight c6, everything is normal. e3. Here is nice to say something about move orders, because sometimes white is playing knight f3 here, which should be less dangerous for black. Now knight is already on f3, so main line is bishop f5 basically here, but one of the options is probably to play a6, and after e3 bishop g4. Now after bishop f4, knight c6, e3, basically white will not put bishop on put knight on f3 very
Pawn maybe.
Yeah, in early stage. So let's see, bishop f5, normal move, queen b3. This line is quite
very
popular.
Popular, yes.
Yeah, knight a5.
Just,
yeah, this is
he
theoretical.
played yes, bishop d7, and I know for queen c2.
Yeah, here queen c2 is moved, but also what we can expect is that actually bishop b5. Let's see what they played. They played a couple of moves still. Knight c6. Well, interesting choice by Topalov. And I think here it's interesting maybe to go back actually to d1. I think that this move is an interesting option now for white. Idea would be to play after a6, bishop d3, and now black got some tempo with bishop on d7, but it's not so important, because anyway, if you want to now activate your bishop, you have to go to g4, and then white would play basically this move f3, bishop h5, knight g2. This is a main line in this setup, and
bishop g3,
yeah,
knight f4,
yeah, just like this, knight g2, castle, bishop d6, and usually they're playing rook c1 with Faisalia to put knight on c5. There is one very nice game, it was played a few years ago, Wang Hao beat Caruana. And I think this is like kind of main game, how to play and what to reach in this position with white pieces. Let's see if Topalov played some move.
He's thinking.
Exactly, happened bishop b5, knight c6, queen d1, as I said. So it seems that Svidler prepared all of this and he knows what he's doing. Now we will leave Topalov to think, and we can see also that Giri is thinking. We can see that the first three boards are actually from Medni Vesadnik, they are not sitting there. So all players from soccer on three first boards, they are on move. So let's see game from Giri. Giri has white pieces today. I think that besides the fact that he is not playing really good tournament here, that he wants today to win game and help his team to get medal. Let's see position. Yeah, they played already many moves. So actually e4, e5. Let's see, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6. Again, Ray Lopez or Spanish opening. So castle, bishop e7, rook e1, everything normal. Bishop b3, d6, c3, castle, h3, and now bishop b7. This is one of the sharpest lines in Ray Lopez. I mean, in main Ray Lopez. Before in tournament, we saw a couple of times knight b8 actually played, and there was very nice win by Svidler. And Shashikiran played it, I think, 2 times here. So for sure on this tournament, knight b8 and Embraer variation is more popular. But Dominguez is usually very well prepared and he knows what he wants to get. And today he chose the basically bishop b7, d4, rook e8, Zaitsev variation. I mean, very dynamic variation. And okay, let's see, knight bd2, bishop f8, a3. All these moves are main theory. h6, d5. Knight b8. Now what Black achieved actually with rook e8 and h6, I'll just go one more move back, because White cannot do normal maneuver with knight f1, since after ed4 pawn on e4 is always hanging. So he has to deal with it, how to make this knight f1, knight g3 move, and obviously that d5 is like a very natural option, because first of all you are attacking black knights on d5, you are getting one tempo to make maneuver with the knight f1 in future and so on. And also on the other side you are somehow trying to see what black will do with this knight. Okay, knight b8 is very normal move, and now we get this position. A similar position yesterday was in game Hammer against Trager. If you remember, they got this d5 from completely different variation, and main idea for black is basically at some point to push c6. So let's see, knight h2, knight bd7, queen f3, c6, all main theory, dc6, bishop c6, knight g4, and now rook e7. This is nice move because black has to do something with in order to defend f7 square. Obviously now he wants to take on g4. Here black has always to think about having control on d5 square. If you don't have control over d5 square, it will be very tough if some knight comes here. So let's see, knight f1, knight g4, a4, knight c5. I think all of this is main theory. So for now, yeah, Giri played exactly one move now, and let's see what he played.
Bishop.
He played, yeah, he played bishop, but probably bishop. I think bishop is was going to c2 in here, or maybe no, maybe it's even a2. Let's see, just to wait for this move. Well, in our, yeah, it went on a2. Of course, he wants now to get this control over d5 square. So this is the main idea, just to control d5 square.
And pressure on f7 pawn.
Yeah, yeah, of course, pressure on f7 pawn, and now, okay, he will have maybe slight problems with this pawn on e4. He needs to defend it for some time, and okay, we'll see what will happen later, since this game is quite important. And now, for now, we are just in the main theory. Both players are playing quite fast, so no really excitement here. I suggest now that we check also third match and the first two boards where Royce is playing against Ivanchuk, and we can see other pairings on graphics. So let's see game Royce against Ivanchuk. Just a sec to find it, and yeah, it's here. So it should be interesting game. We know that Ivanchuk already now has 2 losses in a row. He lost the game against Leko in 5th round. Yesterday he lost
good positions, but
even yesterday I was checking it a little bit later, and it seems that he had quite safe advantage even in endgame against Kramnik, but he just blew everything in one move. So let's see what was today choice by Royce. Royce now he has a Elo 2600, but a few years ago he had like 2680. So I mean, quite strong player, very solid with the white pieces, and also very good theoretician. So d4, d5, c4, c6. I mean, it's interesting to see that in last round we have this 2 Slav defense. Yeah.
Yes.
We have in game. Svidler Topalov and also now Royce Ivanchuk, very interesting choice for last round. So c6, knight f3, knight f6, e3 and bishop f5, this is all known. Knight c3, e6, normal, knight h4, and here Vasily chose bishop e4, which obviously says that he wants to play on win. Another more solid option is basically to put bishop on g6. Bishop e4 was popularized by Alexander Morozevich in let's say middle of 90s, and main idea is basically to force f3 move. Of course knight e4 would be bad because after d4 this knight on h4 is not so well placed. Of course g5 is now concrete threat, so main move for white would be like g3, but now knight bd7 and I guess some central
E5.
e5 attack. You can give check on b4, it also seems fine. It's very tough for white to attack this weak pawn on e4, and knight on h4 is still on edge of board, and even if you put it on g2 is not really best place for this knight. So this is idea. f3 played by Ivanchuk, bishop by Royce, bishop g6, queen b3, queen c7. One of possible options. Queen b6 is another option, but it leads after some time. It will just go for some maybe slightly better endgame for white. Let's say bishop e7, bishop e2, and later on knight g6 is coming, and queen b6 is even one of the possibilities. Is just like that to even play. Let's say after knight bd7. There is possible idea to take knight g6, a g6, queen b6, a b6, and even interesting idea cd, ed, a4. Usually it's good to have rook on c1 even when you are doing it, but now, for example, after b5, king f2, white would open a line very fast and try to use something to do something over this line. So queen c7 is for sure good choice when you want to play on win. So bishop d2, bishop e7, g3. G3 is not main line here. Usually they are playing rook c1, but okay, it's normal idea. G3 castle, and now Royce in meantime he played rook c1 exactly. Now Ivanchuk has to do something with queen on c7 because obvious threat is basically cd5. So I guess if black would play knight bd7, cd5, ed5. Knight d5, knight d5, queen d5 would be favorable endgame because
g3,
yeah, queen g3, a g3, but this is already like cd5 and rook c7. So this would be tense. And let's see now game on second board. Tomaszewski against Posny. Tomaszewski has white pieces, and of course, it means that he will try to play on win. Yeah, they played actually, it's very interesting. Yesterday, Tomaszewski played against Aronyan, same line with a6. e3, bishop f5, and we were saying yesterday about exactly about this line with knight e5, knight bd7, queen b3, queen c7, and this is a really forced, well-known theoretical line. And with bishop a5, actually, all played here also in first round in game Hammer against Nibak Tomi. So let's see, rook c8, rook c8, king c8, king d2, and if I remember well, Nibak played here castle in first round, rook c1, queen a8. This was played 2 or 3 times by Malachov already. So queen c5, I think it's a novelty here, and let's see what Postin prepared, because all of this was played quite fast. Queen a4 check, very logical. You want to use the fact that king is now still on e8, and queen c6 played, yeah, very fast. I like actually this idea from Postin. It looks quite interesting. Now, okay, I do not believe. Yeah, if you take queen c6, I guess this is main idea. If you take on a6, I will simply play king d7, and now I'm threatening rook a8. So I think that this is yeah, this is the main idea, basically, rook a8. Okay. And if you play b4, I will
or bishop d3 at first.
Yeah, you can play bishop d3 at first, but I think that simply he wants to play rook a8 even immediately, because I'm threatening to take on a5. But let's say this position b4, bishop d3, king d3, and bishop d8 I can play, and now after bishop d8 this seems very close to draw.
Okay, yes.
I mean, I can give check on a3, my rook is active, and also on the other side maybe I can just play c5 move, and now it seems to me that after a3 c4, maybe this, yeah, even I can play c4 and somehow with bishop
6.
Yeah, even king c6, king b5 looks fine, as you said. So this position is for sure something which Evgeny was analyzing at home. So we'll wait now to see what Tomaszewski found there. Did he play anything after queen c6? No. So we will come back to these games later. Maybe it's time to check some games in women's section, if you agree with me, Sandra.
I agree. So we can check now what is going on in first match and second.
So which game would you like? Yeah,
okay,
already
Nana.
we see Nana and Stetsko. Well, I think it's interesting position already. Stetsko chose the Ragozin variation. Already speaking about it, and then CDED. This is all again theory. I think that exactly this sacrifice is well known.
We were talking about this yesterday, I think.
Yeah, yesterday we were talking about it, and okay, knight g3 is quite a normal choice. I mean, a3, c6, this is a line which had been played a couple of times with Hugo. And main idea with this knight g3, a3, actually, that you want to get this structure from Queen's gambit declined, and basically you will have a dark square bishop, and you took a white dark square bishop. So a3 is theory, bishop f8, e4, and bishop g7. This is very sharp line, so I'm expecting that Nana played already one move, if I see in meantime queen f3 was played, and obviously that she is preparing a long castle, so I guess that after some move like bishop d4, just a second, so bishop d4, I will play a long castle. This looks to me very logical. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's check Kotenashvili, Popova against Kotenashvili.
So Popova against Kotenashvili, let's see this game. I think that, however, they are big favorites in this match, Nona, yeah?
Yes.
So it's very interesting move, actually. Fourth move, bishop e2. Usually main line is bishop b5, I mean, and this is normal. And yesterday, I think in one of the games we saw actually d4, e d4, knight d4, or sorry, 2 days before Bianca Mukharen, De Jong Bianca was playing it against Kotenashvili, if I remember well, exactly in that game. So let's see, bishop e2, d5, ed, knight d5. Obviously, black doesn't have any kind of problems here. So d4 castle, rook b1, queen f6. I think that Bela has good chances now to get this position. I mean, on her side, and to simply win game today.
Okay. And now Yavakashvili against Bogdan.
Yavakashvili against Bogdan. Yeah, this is. I guess that they're waiting for last two boards, yeah, to win, because they're
probably,
big
but
favorites.
today on fourth board is playing Mikadze.
So just to see what they played. This is theory, and now let's see d4, dc4, dc4, queen accepted gambit, and knight c3. Very interesting choice. This line was played many times in past by Grandmaster Svetozar Gligoric. He was one of experts in this line. So let's see, a6 is normal, e4, b5, e5, knight d5, a4, knight c3, also possible move. Although I'm more fan of playing e6 here, and after a b5 to go back knight b6. This is main line for black. However, knight c3, b c3, and queen d5. I'm not so sure about this position. I think that actually after g3 theory says that white is better here. Yeah, so bishop b7, bishop g2, queen d7. I guess that now black is preparing e6. Yeah, and we'll see how. Yeah, there was some move or not on a second board, on third board or not.
I can't see.
Let's just
but
check.
Let's
because,
check.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the fourth board.
Okay. Mikadze.
Yes.
It's her first game, I guess.
It's
on this
yes, and Batsiashvili Nino. She played all of these games before, and she's first ranking, like the best player here. 5.5 out of 6, yes.
Yeah.
But today, okay, she's not playing, and
yeah, okay.
probably
it
was time for Mikadze to play game, and she's also a very good player.
Okay, let's check what happened from beginning. c4, c6. Today we have a lot of Slav in both sections. So knight f3, d5, e3, knight f6. Knight c3, bishop f5 is considered to not be most precise option here for black. Yeah, exactly, because of cd5. And now after cd5, which would be like normal move, then queen anyway goes to b3, and this is very unpleasant how to defend this pawn on b7. So, however, Mikadze chose knight d5, and this position, I mean, queen b3 is maybe now just not an option. I mean, white should play just d4 here, and this is slightly better position for white. I mean, just after e6, not just that you can play bishop d3, this bishop can go to c4, and next move would be like queen e2 and try and push e4. Basically, white has good control of in center, so I don't like this move, queen b3. I guess that Mikadze just wanted to go out of theory and just play games. So queen b6. We can see knight d5 that her opponent already spent almost 30 minutes in games. So I guess that after knight d5, Mikadze will take simply on b3 in this position.
And on d5.
Yeah, a b3 and c d5, and I don't see any kind of problems for black. So
we can see that all of Nona's players are in t-shirts, Georgia t-shirts.
Yeah, they are in t-shirts. Yeah, with Georgian flag. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
So okay, let's check match second.
Second board, yeah.
Yes, Gambit Asiko against Ugra from Russia.
So today, as you said, there is no Stefanova game, yeah.
Yes.
So
I don't know why.
Yeah, we can see here.
We can see that Goryachkina is playing today on first board against Ushenina.
Yeah.
And it's a little strange for me that Stefanova is not playing today, because it's a very important match for Gambit.
It's interesting that Goryachkina is one of maybe the biggest talents now in Russia, so we are expecting maybe from her to become world champion in future, and she is now playing against Ushenina. She's former world champion, so let's see what future world champion choose with a game against former world champion. Okay, it was actually here G3 move. We were speaking about this move before. It is basically main position in Catalan opening. dc4, bishop g2 and c5 is probably one of the most solid options for black in a whole Catalan opening. And now castle, knight c6, dc5, queen d1, everything is theory here with it's just everything after bc castle. I guess that she played knight b3, everything is here theory. Now bishop is going to b6 or to e7. This is I think it's even better actually to put it on e7. And now one of possible lines, if I remember well, is knight fd4, bishop d7. Now you take immediately on c6, bishop c6, bishop c6, bc6, and this position is considered to be with some pressure for white. It's not really big pressure, but it's unpleasant to play with the black pieces, especially let's say after c4, when I take your square d5, next move will be basically bishop e3 in this position. So
is this enough for playing win?
It's a very small edge for white. It's really, I mean, much closer to,
it looks like
to some equal position.
Yeah.
But you know, this pawn on c6 is easier to attack. White has just a little bit more space with c4 pawn, and we can see now that actually Ushenina played bishop e7, as we were saying here in this position. So basically, bishop e7 is the last move, and I'm expecting knight fd4 from Goryachkina. She is well prepared. This is for sure.
While she is thinking about her next move, let's check. Second board of this match.
Yeah,
it's Pogonina against Shen.
So Pogonina against Shen Yang,
yes,
I guess.
Fifth, yes, here. One.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pogonina against Shen Yang. Actually, here we can see another line. We were speaking about an open section. So Shen Yang chose after bishop b5, knight f6, Berlin Wall, and we saw all of it in game of Karyakin. And now let's see what happened. Castle, knight c3, knight d8, knight d5, bishop d6, rook e1, c6, knight e3, and now Aronian played bishop e7. We just saw this game a few minutes before, and now bishop c7, exactly we were saying about the possible endgame, which is now actually this position is coming, d3, f5, queen f3, knight f6. Said that white has just really small edge. In practical game, it should not be enough for win, but it's unpleasant to play with black pieces without serious counterplay. Of course, now at some point black will have to defend this pawn on f5. I guess it will be defended by queen d7 move in this position, and simply slowly changing pieces over e line, changing one rook. Maybe the best chance for white is basically to leave one rook on a board and simply to play bishop d2 and maybe to try to play b4, a4 first on this side. Few months ago, similar position was played in game Vashir Lagrave against Sargsyan World Cup in Baku, and Vashir actually showed some of the ideas how to play this position with white pieces, and he won game. Later on, he was not successful in same variation against Wesley So, but it was unpleasant, however, also for Wesley to play it. So I think that this is, as I said before, here in this game we will have just two normal outcomes. It's draw or win for white. So
okay, let's check third game.
Yeah, third match is, can you tell me?
It's
Mukachian, yeah?
Yes, against Sadukasova.
Mukachian against Sadukasova. Just I'm trying to find game.
It's 2, 3.
Yeah, you can find it.
Yes,
I
yes.
see it. I see it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit Sadukasova against Mukachian. It's actually a very interesting line which they play here today. So d4, knight f6, c4, knight e6, knight c3, bishop b4. This is starting position of Nimtsa Indian. Queen c2, d5, everything top line in theory. And let's see, just after bishop h4, c5, dc, g5, everything here is theory. E3, queen a5, and okay, rook c1, interesting move. I mean, it's I think it's also, I mean, one of the main moves here. And now knight c6. If I remember here, even white can play move like knight f3. It was played a couple of times, I think, by Malachov in similar positions. Of course, we can expect a move like bishop d3 also from white, because it looks quite normal move, and simply to put knight on e2 and finish development with a short castle. If I see well, I mean, maybe it was played something. No,
No,
still
is
white
thinking.
is thinking, yeah. And now I
And,
think it's back to go. We should go back to open section
Yes.
to check some matches, and let's see first and second match also, and we'll now go there to. Yeah, we can again just check and update games between Kramnik and Leko, and of course, yeah, now we have tweet from Jan Gustafsson. Yeah, Kramnik starts back-to-back games with d4, knight f6, knight f3, e6, e3, and d4, knight f6, knight f3, e6, bishop f4. Yeah, chess has changed. That's true, yeah. And actually, Kramnik was here. He had the interview also, and he said the same thing. I mean, I guess he needs to. He likes now just to play chess. I mean, just get some normal position and let's play. You know, head against head. Like I would say, yeah, like without computer. So. Let's see Kramnik against Leko. So yeah, Leko. We stopped here after CD. Actually, we stopped here after castle, and then we said that now it's decision for Leko whether he will play d6 or d5. And actually, we can see that Leko chose very interesting plans: cd, ed, bishop a6, in order to change one pair of bishops. Of course, after some thinking, Kramnik played knight c4. He would not like to play position after c4, because now d5 is much stronger. Knight can come to d7 or c6, and this bishop on a6 is working quite good. Also, I'm not sure, but after bishop h6, knight e6, when you change one pair of bishops, basically it's not so easy to play with white, because always c4 will be met with d5, and somehow, since white has just a little bit more space, it's good to keep pieces on board. So knight c4, Kramnik is of course avoiding exchange of bishops. Now he is preparing knight d6, possible idea it's in future. And okay, maybe we can actually expect from Leko move like d5. This would be a very logical move for Leko now. I don't see what's probably Kramnik wants to put knight to e5, I guess, here, or maybe even knight e3. I'm not so sure, but let's say knight e5, bishop d3, queen d3. But now what Kramnik got is actually that this c6 pair is a little bit weak.
Yes,
he has better development, and
where to play with knight from b8 for now. It's not okay, knight d7 because of knight c6.
Yeah. Also, we can even expect here knight d3 move, because if we see structure, it's like a Carlsberg structure with from Queen's Gap in decline, just with different colors. So now what White reached here is basically that he activated his bishop on f4, and he got this knight on d3, which is always in this kind of structure very good, because it can go to c5, it's control square, e5. So I expect something like this from Kramnik. It's not real advantage, but it's just as he said, he wants to play chess, and it's exactly that. So let's see just in a moment. Yeah, Leko is still thinking, and now let's go for second game in this match. It's Karyakin against Aronyan. Just we'll quickly check or update what was played.
D6?
Yeah, actually d6 played by Aronyan after some thinking, and yeah, it's strange maybe decision, and yeah, Kramnik, yeah, he has